Texas is short more than 300,000 homes, and that's adding to the state's housing crisis. That's according to a new report from the Comptroller's office. The State Housing Affordability Challenge report shows new home developments did not keep up with the fast-growing population. Challenges the report pointed out include a surge in home prices and rising interest rates between 2021 and 2023, a lack of investment in the state's housing supply, and its impact on low and middle income families. Additional costs of owning a home also pose a challenge. One example is home insurance premiums and disagreements on zoning ordinances between policymakers at the state and local levels. Those ordinances can determine the types of housing that can be built and where. We want to go a little deeper into this report. Joining us for Insight is State Comptroller Glenn Hegar. Welcome.
It's good to be with you today.
Thank you for being here. Well, the report found the state has an underinvestment in housing, even though Texas has been the top state for new building permits for more than a decade. What needs to change to get the supply to meet demand?
Yeah, there's several things. Obviously, with higher interest rates right now, that's not something the state or local governments can control. That is obviously one impediment to entry into the market. The 40-year high inflation has readjusted prices, which means prices are higher. But one of the biggest components that we have to address is one, recognition that there has been less supply than we need. And with the growth of the state occurring, people moving to the state every single day, we need to make sure that we are adding more supply both in single and multifamily home. In other words, if not, Texas unfortunately is becoming less affordable than we have in the past. That has been an economic plus for Texas, is affordability. But the fact is we need to be able to make more housing available, both single family and multifamily residences. And what that means in large part is dealing with local zoning laws, as well as the time that it takes permitting to get these applications and these houses being built.
Yeah, how does Texas compare to other states when it comes to housing affordability? Are there lessons we can take from other states?
You know, Texas, at least from my vantage point as a CFO for the state of Texas, and talking about, say, for example, our credit rating, one of the things that we've talked about during my tenureship is Texas being more affordable than other states. Now, what we've had to say over that time is Texas is becoming less affordable, but we are still more affordable than other states. And so this report was really important from my vantage point to try to raise the level of this awareness that as we continue to grow, this is an issue that we really need to have more attention on, because when people don't have as much money because they are spending more on housing, they don't have quite the disposable income, and that impacts their quality of life. That impacts their economic opportunities they have for them as well as their family members. And this is something that doesn't quite get the attention that maybe road congestion, making sure that we have water, quality public education, higher education. Those are all things that are components for a strong economy, but affordable housing is equally important as many of these other topics.
Your report noted that other costs associated with owning a home have risen sharply. Insurance is one for example. What type of problem are we looking at here? You know, how big is it and what can people do about it?
Yeah, there's several different components that have resulted in kind of where we're at, whether it's insurance prices, interest rates, as we talked about, whether it's property taxes, which the legislature has taken several steps to address that issue over the course of the last legislative sessions. Obviously, interest rates will kind of come down, but when it comes to homeowners insurance, the state playing a role to make sure that, one, we make sure that we have insurance companies that are here and there's not policies that are driving them away, therefore meaning less competition and ability to have players into the market, but also making sure that rates don't rise substantially higher, and making sure that as a state, we tend to the most important issues, whether it's flooding, whether it's mitigation of dealing with flooding issues along the coastal areas or hailstorms. How do we deal with those natural disasters that we're going to have and have the emergency and the preparedness to handle those kind of issues on a timely fashion?
All right, well, we're just a few months away from the next legislative session, just believe it or not, right? You've said that your office will work with lawmakers to address this issue. How will you do that, and what will you push for?
Yeah, the first thing that I wanted to do is bring a greater awareness that this issue is equally as important or more important in the long term than several other issues to the economic affordability of the average Texan in this state, those that live here and those that want to come here for an economic opportunity. But also the next steps are finding what are the more targeted solutions that we can help resolve affordability in the long run. And that's the next step that we'll work with the legislature on.
All right, Comptroller Glenn Hegar, thank you for being with us. I appreciate it.
Always good to be with you.
An update now to a story we've been following. Attorney General Ken Paxton is suing the city of Dallas. It's because of the state fair's ban on guns. The fair banned firearms after a shooting last year injured 3 people. The state fair leases the fairgrounds from the city of Dallas. Paxton says state law allows gun owners to carry firearms on government land. Paxton released a statement saying, in part, neither the city of Dallas nor the State Fair of Texas can infringe on Texans' right to self-defense. The city of Dallas released its own statement noting that the state fair is a private event and that the city was not involved in the fair's weapons policy.
AI fakes don't care if you're famous, an actor, a recording artist, or even if you're alone, alive or dead. AI frauds and deepfakes affect everyone.
A country singer takes center stage at the Capitol, calling for action, while lawmakers are looking closer at the risk of AI mimicking the sounds and styles of Texas artists.